Marketing or building your brand, branding and brand awareness is so important. A lot of us don't understand that. We just think that we can just post content and not understand anything about marketing or SEO, search engine optimization, or keywords. And this is why a lot of people post on YouTube and don't go anywhere. A lot of us want to get monetized, but we don't pay attention to our analytics and we don't pay attention to our monetization goal. If you download YouTube Studio, you can clearly look in your it gives you like a status bar, kind of showing you how far away from the 4,000 watch hours you are. And a lot of us think that we can just upload content randomly, and then we wonder why most of us, probably over 90% of us, never reach monetization, right? And it's because, or never go viral on YouTube, whatever you want to say. And a lot of that is because of the things I just said, but also because that monetization cycle that YouTube is counting off of is based off of a 365-day time frame. So if you posted a video 365 days ago, and then you try to post another video today, I know you probably posted more videos in that time frame, but what I'm saying is you can't post 10 videos a year and think that you're gonna go viral on YouTube. You can't probably post 100 videos on YouTube a year and think that you're gonna go viral. Now 100 is a start, 10 is a start, 100 is good, but 100 is probably not gonna make you reach the virality that you're hoping for. It could, one video could do it, but for the most of us, that's not what happens. So getting monetized, you need to reach 4,000 watch hours. Most of us know that. But if you, every day I go into my YouTube Studio and I look at there's a status bar that shows you how far away from the 4,000 watch hours you are. Mind you, it counts in a 365-day cycle. You want to look at this every day. Why do you want to look at it every day? Because it will let you know, like, you might have posted 100 videos this year, but then you go into your analytics and you look at your monetization status bar and you're still not even 10% of the way where you need to be. So that's why I say a lot of the problem is we post videos, I guess sporadically is the word, randomly. We don't have really a structure or something to stick to. This is how you go viral on YouTube. This is one of the ways you go viral on YouTube. For one, you need to post as much as you can in a 365-day cycle. That will increase the odds of you hitting your 4,000 watch hours. If you're just posting a video on YouTube every blue moon, you're not going to get monetized. It's going to be extremely rare that you get monetized. And then that's why most of us give up on YouTube, because we don't pay attention to any of this stuff. I encourage you to download an app called vidIQ. Okay, vidIQ. And the reason I say it is because, and you have to go into, I can't remember what the tab is, but at the bottom, it's like the home tab. It might be the home tab or one away from the home tab. But basically, in there, it teaches you everything pretty much from A to Z how to grow on YouTube. And they will put you through these like little quizzes. They'll educate you. It's almost like taking a YouTube course. So this by far is one of the best help tools I feel for beginners. And what I'm telling you is free. You can pay for vidIQ, but the little thing that I'm telling you that they offer is free. And that's something that they would probably give to a paid, so it's free. So take advantage of it. I do so much research and tell so many people like so many things, and like most people don't listen to me. And it's understandable. We have lives, we have things to do, but we also focus so much on subscribers, right? Subscribers and views. Subscribers and views is not how YouTube pays you, unless you're doing YouTube shorts. They pay you off of views of that, but you have to get it's like 10 million, I think, or so, it's like so many millions. And if you're going into your YouTube monetization and looking at how far away from that you are from that, most of us are not even 10% of the way. 5-10% of the way. So you kind of taking the long route, trying to get monetized off of YouTube shorts. Plus, on top of that, YouTube does not pay you a lot of money for shorts. I would never use YouTube shorts to try to get monetized. I would never use YouTube shorts to try to get watch time, to try to get paid off of. But there's some people that have pages strictly focused on YouTube shorts. And some people ask me that all the time, hey man, like should I do YouTube shorts? You should do YouTube shorts, but you should not only be doing YouTube shorts, and you should not be trying to make money off of YouTube shorts. Because your long form content, the long videos, is what's gonna make your money. Okay? So what we want to focus on is unique viewers. Okay? Unique viewers, and I learned this off of Sean Kennel. He was talking about subscribers is kind of, everybody's focused on, hey man, subscribers and views. No, what you should be focused on is watch time and unique viewers. Because unique viewers are the current people, I believe, that are coming to watch your page. Or it's like a unique, it's like it could also be people that are, because I think they also have reoccurring viewers or something like that. But unique viewers is the one we want to pay attention to. That's more important than subscribers, any of that. You could have subscribers that never watch anything on your page. There's a lot of channels that I'm subscribed to and I never see any of their content. Especially when you're subscribed to a lot of different pages. Your timeline or your feed will get crowded. What you want to focus on as a creator is your unique viewers. And if in music, what I would do is, if you're trying to get monetized, right? And this don't even just have to do anything with music. I'm talking about music artists and people who are in the music category, but this really applies to just anybody. All this stuff that I'm saying, it's just about marketing. Anybody who's trying to market, or brand or build on social media, or even on the web, any type of web based, but on these platforms, especially like YouTube in particular, is what I'm talking about. You don't want to post a video every blue moon. You want to post, I'm telling you from experience, when I post about 6 YouTube shorts per day, I notice that I feel like I get engagement out of that, and that's what you want to focus on, is engagement, not views and all that. You want to focus on engagement. Views is fine, but you want to focus on engagement. Who's engaging with your content? Because views can be fake. Views can be from a bot. Views can be somebody can watch your video for a couple of seconds and then they can go watch something else. So if we're focusing on views, we have a jacked up, we're using the wrong information to try to look at our reach. And that's what the problem is. Most of us look at the surface. What's on the surface? We look at subscribers and we look at views because that's what's on the forefront of your page. You got to go into your analytics. You got to dive deeper and look at watch time. I would create a pie chart. Anybody that's in a niche, and if you don't have one, you need to get one. But like I said, 6 shorts per day. Okay, 6 shorts a day, and basically 6 shorts a day. And I would also use every different type of tool that YouTube has. We think that it's so limited, but if you really think about it, YouTube has a lot of different variety of video kind of formats, right? They have lives, they have shorts, they have long shorts, which are the shorts are longer than 30 minutes, 30 seconds is what I'm saying. They're like 3 minutes. Because up to 30 seconds, you can still put music. But when your short goes over the 30 second, is it 30 seconds or 60 seconds? Might be 60 seconds. But when it goes over that mark, you can't put music with it anymore. And I don't know, from what I've seen, I know they're still testing that stuff out. But from what I've seen, my engagement on a short compared to a longer short is different. It's almost treating my short like it's a regular long form video, but they're still trying to, I think, work that out to get it to where shorts kind of, but I like the fact that they did add, but 3 to 4 long videos weekly is what I would do. And you need to be posting daily. You need to be posting daily, if possible. But what you need to do is write out a plan, okay? And when you write out a plan, you need to write out your 365-day plan or goal. And you need to break that down by the day. Because when you break the year down by the day, it'll tell you how much you need to be posting every day. You need to break that down by the week. You need to break it down by the day. You need to break it down by the month. You need to break it down, that way you're like, if you end up getting behind, right? And you also want to batch record. That way, when you batch record, you can always stay ahead. Like when you're in the groove of recording and filming, just do it. That way you have more videos ready to go, and all you have to do is publish them, And if I was y'all, I wouldn't focus too much on editing. Editing is one of those things that are going to slow you down. So many of us focus so much on editing because we're like, oh yeah, the big YouTubers, they edit, and look, their videos look so cool, and y'all spend all this time editing, and that burns you out. If you would just record the video and just upload it as is, you would have to do a lot less editing. Another thing I want to say is I want to help y'all kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay. Focus on recording long form content. I'm not saying don't record shorts, but the primary of what you do should be focusing on long form content. And I'm telling you this because I'm showing you how to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay. If you record, for example, a 10-minute long form video, let's say, for example, you do 1-minute shorts. Okay. So if you recorded a 10-minute long form video, you also have 10 short videos already recorded. How? Because there's a thing that YouTube does now called remix. And when you're on your long form video that was 10 minutes long, you hit the remix button. Only on your videos you can do this. You hit the remix button and you're able to chop that 10-minute video into 1-minute segments or small, or even 15-second segments. So you could make it more than 10 shorts. You could make it, what is that? Is that 100 shorts? You can make it more than 10 shorts. You can make it 40 shorts. It might be 40 shorts, yeah. You can make it 40 shorts off of 1 10-minute video. So we should focus on recording long form content, okay? Focus on trending keywords, topics that are in your niche or niche, okay? If you're like, a lot of YouTubers post stuff and their videos are like all around the place. They're like, oh yeah, I'm recording this video of this cat. Oh yeah, I'm recording this video of this hot air balloon. Oh yeah, I'm recording this video of, and that's cool. If your page is about nature and outdoors or something like that, that goes hand in hand. But for somebody like me that's recording music, me recording 1 video of my cat is not really helping or intriguing to the viewer, possibly, unless some kind of way I can make that cat play music. You see what I'm saying? So there's ways to incorporate different ideas. I can take a hot air balloon And maybe the hot air balloon, I had to tie that into music some kind of way, right? So as long as you can make things work, then there's no limit to the creativity, and you shouldn't limit yourself, because when you limit yourself too much, it becomes a problem. So you want to have a niche or a niche, or kind of like I would say come up with 3 to 5 topics, no more than 8, because I have a lot of them. I think I started with like 3, then it ended up being 5, and then now I think I'm at like 8. So that's, I would say go no more than 8, but try to stay within the 3 to 5 range. You don't want to have too little, like 1 or 2. You could, but it's gonna kind of like, if your page is about fitness, you know, and all you talk about is fitness, you got a lot of competition, and there's nothing that really kind of like sets you apart from other people. But if you're like fitness, nutrition, you gotta mix 3 to 5 things that are personalized, or that describe you and your personality or your character or whatever it is you want to talk about. Like I say, you should have one niche or niche. That could be fitness. Mine is music, right? So music is what my page is about. But I have all these other kind of like sub niches or subtopics that kind of build or go hand in hand with that. And what I'm talking about is, like, so for example, if I'm only a music artist, and I'm only talking about music, it's gonna be very hard and very difficult for me to only talk about music, because I'm not, for one, I'm not a full-time musician or music artist, right? For two, I kind of limit, like I said, I kind of limit myself. So if all I'm doing is sharing my music with you, right, I'm limiting myself. I'm limiting how many videos I can put out in a year, right? But if I'm not only just sharing my music with you, but also showing you how to play the guitar, right? That's like tutorials. If I'm showing you, okay, after I do my music theory, I could show you, I could teach you music theory, right? See, that's like a subtopic that goes with the music artist or musician, right? Most people have a music page, a music artist page, or a musician page, and all they do is share music with you. They don't give you any behind the scenes. They don't teach you how to make the music. Some of your fans want to know how to do that stuff themselves. A lot of your friends want to know how to do that stuff themselves. They're inspired by you, and you can teach them. So whether you want to charge for memberships or charge a fee so that you can charge people or whatever it is, I think it's what app is that? Is it not Pinterest? Not there's apps where you can do memberships, but if you make it to monetization, you can do it in the YouTube app. But also, yeah, so creating your pie chart is very important. I'm gonna give you this example. Artists that are signed to labels only make about, we think that they're rich, but they only make about like 3%, 5%, you know, somewhere off in there, probably not even 5%. You might get lucky, it might be an 8%, but I would say probably about 3% of the revenue that they're actually worth. So if that artist made $1 million or 3 million or whatever it was, 5 million, 10 million, whatever they made, the record label probably made 90 million, 100 million, 900 million. You know what I'm saying? The record label is the ones making the money. So you have to be smart, and you have to think like the big dogs, the people at the top, right? If you're thinking that the people on the bottom, then you're only a pawn, I guess, to the people, the kings. Like you're about, I don't know if a pawn, what a pawn is, but I've heard people say it. So I believe the pawn is the lowest one, right? And then you got the kings and all that. So you don't want to be somebody on the bottom. Like, yeah, you might be a musician, you might be making some money, but you're like living paycheck to paycheck, you're struggling, you know. But even most of the creators, the musicians and stuff, they're making six figures when they first start out, if you're connected with the right people, or if you know what you're doing. You know, Christine Morel, for example, anybody who signs up with her is gonna, like, she's gonna make it to where she's gonna prep you and make sure that you're ready, and so that when you go into the door, you're already gonna be making six figures. You know, so it's you wouldn't make no less than 5, I'm sure, but you're gonna be able to make a living. But most of her people that sign up under her and good names like her are already gonna be making six figures, you know, pretty much in their first year. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about. But if you learn, like Christine Morel, for example, has learned marketing. You know, she's educated herself on what the record labels do, and she also has connections with some of the big names, right? So she teaches all this stuff. And so an artist only makes like 3%. So a lot of us that want to just be artists are kind of shooting ourselves in the foot. We think, oh man, I can become an artist, I can be signed to a deal. That's like working a regular job. You know, y'all don't understand that a record deal is nothing but a loan. So most of that money you have to pay back. If they give you $1 million advance, that's what the record deal is, an advance. If they give you an advance, you have to pay that money back, right? So if you have to pay that money back, and the interest is so high on it, you have to pay back like three times the amount, or 5 times the amount, you know, 8 times. It's a high number, you know, 3 to 5 times what they gave you. So if they gave you $1 million, you might have to pay back $3 million, you know. So, and then they're dipping, they own, you know, almost everything that you do. They have their hand in almost everything you do. Yeah, you're making money, more money than you were making as a on your own. But if you could figure out what the record labels know and how they run from A to Z, if you could figure that out on your own, then you wouldn't need them. One of the things is email marketing. That's one of the most important things, is email marketing. If you can learn email marketing, then and build a fan base through email marketing, you can get a lot of people out the way, right? Because when you're posting on platforms, Instagram and TikTok and all that, it's a game. It's a game. You're playing a game. They get paid off of how much you engage and how many videos you post. That's what they make their money off of. Whether you're making money or not, they're still running ads on your videos. They're still making money off of. That's why these platforms want you to post and post and post and post and post and post. So if you post and post and post and post and post, but posting what they want you to post, and what I'm saying is, a lot of them want positive content, right? If you're not really a positive person, and your audience is not, you know, your audience wants to sit around and listen to negativity all day, you know, then it might be difficult for the platform to push your content, you know, and it could even get banned. Your page could get deleted. So we want to be careful with that and play by their rules while we're on their platform. That's why I say, when you're dealing with something like email marketing, or what is the platform called? It starts with a P. I never can think of the name of it. I see the logo in my head, but I just cannot think of the name of it. It's like on the tip of my tongue. But a lot of people use that platform. But I would say try to also I would say you need to record your first 100 the first goal is to record your first video if you don't have that done yet. If you have your first video already on your YouTube page, then your next goal is to record your first 10 videos. Okay. Easy step. If you recorded 1, you can record 10. But most of us have not even recorded 1 video. Sometimes that 1 video is the hard video. And once we get that 1 video out, but now it's like staying consistent. But so I say, if you recorded your first video, you don't have 10 videos yet, record your first 10 videos. If you got 10 videos, record your first 100 videos. And that's where I was at. I had more than 10, but I didn't have more than 100. I was like off in the 50 something range, 58 videos or something like that. I had, you know, more than the average person. Some people only have like 30 videos. Some people don't have that. Some people might have 15 videos, you know. But if you're over 10, that is your next goal. Record your first 100 videos. If you are already at your first 100 videos, you are stepping into a tier. Okay? You are kind of coming out of the beginning tier, right? You're now kind of stepping into the more advanced kind of, you're not at the professional level yet, but you are stepping into the medium, the advanced kind of. If you have 100 videos, you are on the road to success. Okay? I'm not saying you're going to be successful because of that, but what I'm saying is, if you are already at Mr. Beast, you go watch any of them. Mr. Beast and any of these big names, they will ask. Most YouTubers do not have 100 videos on their page. So if you have 100 videos on your page, or more than 100 videos on your page, you are doing something good, something right. And if you made it to the point where you have posted 100 videos, you can do 1,000. And I know that seems far out. But what I did was I kept counting increments of 100. I couldn't say, oh, I got 100 videos and I'm gonna make it to 1,000. That's too far of a leap. What I did was I kept using the 100 method. Celebrate small victories, okay? If you recorded 1 video, celebrate that. If you recorded 10 videos, celebrate that. If you recorded 5 videos, celebrate that. Count the 5s, the 10s, count them. Celebrate them. Okay? We recorded 3 videos this week. Celebrate that. Okay? I'm almost at 1,000 videos. I'm like a couple of videos away from it. Okay? But it wasn't easy. And I'm still not where I want to be. But now I'm crawling into like the professional tier. You know? I'm crawling out of the kind of, I'm still in the amateur tier. But I'm crawling out of it and into the professional, into the virality kind of tier. Most YouTubers, most people that have made it big have recorded on average 1,000 videos. Okay, so let that soak in. If people that have made it, right, have recorded on average about 1,000 videos, wouldn't you want to? Like, you increase your odds by doing what they do. Okay? So this is why I don't just focus on one thing. Oh, the YouTuber uses does titles, animations on their stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. That might be one aspect. That's one piece of the pie. You got to incorporate everything to increase your odds of hitting. There's a lot of people putting writing on their titles. That's not making you stand out. That's making you stand out above some beginners, but that's still kind of throwing you into maybe a middle ground. You know, you're not a beginner anymore, but now it's throwing you maybe in the advanced ground, but it's not throwing you in the top tier. Okay, so that is one asset, but we need to look at all the pieces of the pie. 1,000 videos. 1 video, 10 videos, 100 videos, 1,000 videos. Like I said, in between that 100 to 1,000, that was a big leap. So what I had to do was I had to celebrate the 50s and the 100s. Okay, so, and you should, even if you're at 100 videos or at 10 videos, celebrate. Every time you hit another 10, another 10, another 10, another 10, celebrate that. Every time you hit a 5, celebrate that. And vidIQ does that too. Every time you hit certain goals, they celebrate it, and they like, hey, you hit this much, and they have where you can make goals for yourself. So you can be like, hey man, I want to hit this many views in this amount of time, and you can set that goal, and it'll let you know, boom, you hit that goal, or hey, you're this far away from your goal. It'll show you a little status bar. So, but metadata and SEO is very important. That has to do with like the trending, the keywords, all that type of stuff. But you want to do it in your niche or niche. So if you don't have a niche or a niche, it's cool. But if you really sit back, it's not that hard to figure out what you want to post about. And like I said, you need to sit down and brainstorm and find 3 to 5 ideas or things that describe you, your personality, and what you want to talk about, right? 3, 5, 10, 15, and then you need to sum that down. If you got 15 of them, you need to sum that down to like 3 to 5, no more than 8. I feel like 8 is kind of like too much, but I do have about 8 of them. So, you know, I'm not encouraging anybody to put 8, but that's the most that I would do. That's already kind of too much, but I wouldn't do 10 and 15 because, you know, you need to niche down. That's the whole point of this. Find the one thing that your page is about, and then you're gonna have like 3 to 5 kind of like subtopics that kind of go with that, you know, or you can 3 to 5 subtopics you can make fit with that describe you as a, because here's the thing that I learned about YouTube and posting on social media every day. You want to try to incorporate your regular daily life into that. I'm not saying let people know your personal business, nothing like that, but you might have to. But don't do it in a way where it can harm you or anything. What I'm saying is, if you're trying to come up with ideas and you live a total different life, it's gonna be hard for you to come up with, to find time to post on YouTube. But if you're posting about your regular daily life, it's very easy because you can just hit record while you're doing what you already do. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, I'm gonna try to give you my pie chart. Me and my homeboy used to talk on an app called Marco Polo every day. Like, he would send me like 30 to 50 to 100. We would send back and forth 30 to 50 to 100 Marco Polos every day. And we was talking about dating and relationships. You know what I'm saying? Talking about women and stuff like that. And just the problems in relationships and, you know, what we want out of relationships and stuff. And for years and years, we was doing this. And it was kind of frustrating me because I'm like, bruh, do you know how much time we spent on this app? I say, do you know that we can there's people that make money doing exactly what we're doing right now? And I didn't think that it would be talking on the app for that long. But when something is your day, that's what goes on in your daily life, you're going to be passionate about talking about it. See what I'm saying? So when you're bringing your daily life onto the platform, now it's going to be easy for you to talk about it. You're going to be passionate about talking about it because it's what's already in you. If you got to go find something to talk about because it's not in you, it's going to be hard to make that fantasy, you know? Like, if you want to talk about being a business owner, but you don't run a business, that's cool. But it's going to be a lot more difficult to do that than somebody who already runs their own business. They can just talk about what they do they can just talk about their regular life, and the things just pour out of them. We have to go dig for it and hunt for it and do research, and there's a lot more that goes in, you know, they already have the research. They already have that in them. But your pie chart, I'm gonna give you my pie chart, for example. Like I said, my number one thing is about music, right? I started off as music artist, right? But now I think I want to switch it to like a music producer or audio engineer, right? Which they still go hand in hand, but they're still different. Because an artist is somebody that is just kind of like sharing their art with you, their music, which I do that. But I'm also a engineer, and what I like the most is the engineering. I like the artistry as well. But I